Welcome to our Cooking with Kids program. Last time we made dog treats, so this time we're going to make treats for our feline friends. For our first recipe, we're going to make tasty tuna cat treats. For this, you'll need 3/4 cup of flour, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of catnip, and 1 can of tuna and water. So you're going to want to mix all of your ingredients together in a bowl. Mix well. If it's not quite at dough consistency, you can add a little bit of water or a little bit more flour to get it to dough consistency. So after your dough's been mixed, you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. On a cookie sheet, you'll either want to line it with parchment paper or grease it, and then you're going to take the dough and roll it into small balls. Remember, don't make them too big because the cats are gonna, you don't have very big mouths. So we'll put those on the tray. Once you fill your tray, you're gonna wanna bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes or until they're slightly crispy. And then you'll wanna let them cool before you give them to your cat, and then you can keep them in the refrigerator or for about a week, or in the freezer for about 2 months. So after about 15 to 20 minutes, they should be golden brown. You pull them out of the oven, they should look something like this. Make sure you let them cool, and then you can give them to your cat. Our next recipe is for Crazy Kitty Catnip Cookies. For these, you'll need 1/2 pound of ground beef, 1/4 cup of grated carrot, 1 tablespoon of shredded cheese, 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of dried catnip, 1/2 cup of plain breadcrumbs, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and 1 egg beaten. All right, so you're gonna put all of your ingredients into your bowl. So I've got our beaten egg, we've got our ground beef, carrot, breadcrumbs, cheese, tomato paste, catnip, and our dry yeast. So once you get everything into a bowl, you're going to just stick your hands in and just mix everything together. Once all your ingredients are mixed together, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then you're going to want to take your mixture and roll it into small balls once again, and place them on a baking sheet with either parchment paper on it or grease. You'll want to put them about 1 inch apart, and then once you get the entire tray done, you'll cook them at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes, and they should be firm and lightly brown when they're done. Once they've baked for about 15 minutes, they should be firm and lightly browned. You can pull them out of the oven and transfer them to a cooling rack, let them cool completely, and then you can go ahead and feed them to your cats. Our last recipe is going to be for Cheesy Kitty Chews. For these, you're going to need 3/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup of plain yogurt, 1 egg lightly beaten, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of water, 3/4 cup of flour, and 1/4 cup of cornmeal. So first, you're going to want to mix together your cheeses, yogurt, egg, oil, and water. have everything mixed together, then you're going to mix in your flour and your cornmeal. Once you've got your ingredients all mixed together, you're going to want to lightly flour your work surface as well as your hands. You're going to grab a little bit of the dough. Make sure you get a little bit of flour on it so it doesn't stick, and then you're going to want to roll it just like Play-Doh into a long, thin snake. You'll want it about 1/4 of an inch thick. So once you've rolled out your snakes, you're going to want to cut them into pieces about 1/2 inch long, and then you're going to place those on your tray, which you can either line with parchment paper or you can grease it. Your oven should be preheated to about 350, and then you're going to want to cook these for about 15 minutes. Alright, after about 15 minutes, your treat should look like this, if you let them cool completely before you give them to your pets. Thank you for joining us today for our Cooking with Kids program. I hope you had fun making these treats and that your cats will enjoy them too. Make sure to let us know which recipe was your favorite.